Alright guys, welcome to My Mother the Narcissist, Part 7. Last part was a little scattered because I didn't take the time to write it down. I just kind of went with my emotions in that moment, and I think it kind of reflected in the video. So this one I made sure to take notes again. I want to go back and talk about some of the stuff that I endured with Maggie younger, kind of trying to keep in with the same time frame, because a lot of stuff happened between the time I was 11 until I was 18 and moved out. So I was dealing with a lot of emotions, a lot of things, and junior high is one of the roughest periods in anybody's life. If you ask me, I buried a son, and junior high was still one of the worst times of my life. Okay, junior high sucked. And I was dealing with all of this on top of shitty ass people in junior high, because kids are cruel. And I'd come home in a bad mood because somebody had been mean to me for whatever reason. And I just wanted to decompress or whatever. And Maggie would come in and be like, "What's the matter? What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong?" And she'd get up in my face and in my personal space, and she would harangue me until I told her what was bothering me. And the crazy part about it is if she had just given me 5 minutes, 10 minutes to decompress, I would have come and brought the problem to her. But she never gave me the time or space to think or rationalize my own emotions. She was always so high energy and so angry. Not even angry. What did my therapist say? Reactive. Everything was a reaction. Nobody stopped, thought, and then acted. Everything in that house was reactive. No one stopped to think about what they were doing. They just reacted in the moment. And Maggie is a very reactive person. She gets very offended very easily when you tell her that she does something wrong. She cannot take any kind of constructive criticism whatsoever. I remember one time we got into a screaming match because she asked me my opinion of a food she made. And I gave her a genuine opinion. I wasn't mean. I wasn't an asshole. I just said, "Oh, well, I think maybe it could use X, Y, or Z, but other than that, I like it." She got so angry and it was a whole screaming match. She stormed off into her room and I followed her, and I was like, "You can't ask me for my opinion and then be angry at me for my opinion because it's not the opinion you wanted to hear. That's not how it works. You have to be open to constructive criticism and people telling you, hey, let's work on this." And my dad sat there, my stepdad was like, "Yeah, you got to learn to chill." And it's like the only time I ever think I've ever seen her be reflective on her actions is when I would call her out on this type of stuff. And I think that's what's most infuriating about everything that I'm going through right now. And I'm getting ahead of myself, but all I did was try to set a healthy boundary, and she destroyed my entire fucking life. Because I tried to tell her she made me feel bullied. And she was like, "Well, let me show you what a bully is." And went balls to the fucking wall. Because that's all she does. She doesn't know how to do anything gentle or soft. She's not a quiet woman. She's not a gentle woman. She is a loud, obnoxious, in your face, rude, antagonistic Karen. And she doesn't know how to be any other way. She decimates everyone in her path to get whatever she wants. She doesn't care who it hurts, even her own flesh and blood, as long as Maggie comes out looking like a shiny fucking penny. She'll deny this. I basically raised my little brother Dio until he was 4, till I moved out at 18. His first word was my name. I took that boy everywhere. I did everything with him, for him. My grades significantly suffered because I was playing mom at 11 and 12 years old. And then getting yelled at for having bad grades because I should have it more together. When high school started, I would leave for school at 5:30 in the morning, even though it only took me 30 minutes to walk there, and school didn't start till 7:30. I was so desperate to be out of the house. School was my safe haven. It didn't matter to me that I got bullied there. I got to deal with the bullies there. I got to have a say there. I got to tell them to shut the fuck up there. When I got home, I couldn't say anything. I couldn't do anything. I had to just sit there and take the abuse because it was all about control. All about being I was told what to do, when to do it, how to do it. I didn't even get to pick my own classes in high school or junior high. They were all picked for me. I wasn't allowed to pick any of my electives. I was forced to take piano. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed piano, but I didn't want to take it. I wanted to take theater. Wasn't allowed to. That's trigger warning. I'm going to say a slur, okay? That's faggot shit. That is a quote from my stepfather. Okay? That's why I couldn't do theater stuff, because, no, I can't do gay stuff. He's the biggest freaking homophobe, by the way, which don't even get me started on that. I ran away from home 2 separate times. Once when Dio threw a bottle at me when I was trying to bottle feed the baby. And that was when we lived in the duplex, right after he got out of fucking jail. And then another time I ran away. I was taking driving ed classes, and I was walking home from those driver's ed classes, and this truck started following me. It had 3 guys in it, and they kept hooting and hollering at me, and I mean, they didn't do anything else other than they just followed me for about 3 or 4 blocks, and it made me really uncomfortable, and I didn't know what to do. And I walked to the library because it was the closest thing I could think of, and I called my dad, stepdad, and I asked him, like, if I could stay there and he could just come get me. And then I was accused of making it up. And then when I was adamant that I didn't make it up, because I didn't fucking make it up, I was told that it was my fault that I was accosted or assaulted or whatever by these men because I was wearing spaghetti straps and shorts on a hot summer day, and it was my fault for dressing like a whore. I was 15. I don't know how old these men were. They could have been my age, they could have been grown men, I don't know, but they were harassing me. And the person who's supposed to protect me told me it was my fault because I was dressed like a whore for wearing shorts and a tank top on a hot summer day. And when I argued back, he grabbed me by my throat. My feet were like this far off the ground. I remember blindly swinging, trying to punch my way out of it. Nothing happened. I think I blacked out before he actually dropped me on the floor. And then I got up and I ran. And I was gone for like 2-3 days before they finally got me back. And those fucking cops forced me back in that house. I was in a halfway home. I had run away. I'd made it a whole town over and everything. And they forced me back into that house. And of course, when Maggie picked me up and I got into the car, the song Dear Mama by Tupac was playing, which she promptly used to fucking manipulate me and try to make me feel like shit. At least Tupac, this gangster knows how to treat his mama, but you don't. You just watched your husband fucking strangle me, bitch. And you're gonna side with him, you piece of shit? What mother watches a grown man strangle their teenager and says, yeah, I'm gonna stay by this man. This my man. This my boo. Human garbage. Human garbage. And someday you're gonna pay for the things that you've done to me and my sister and to my children. God will hold you guys accountable. I'll be lucky if I get to see it. I don't know. I don't care. All I care about is getting my truth out here, and that's what I'm doing here and now. I will not be silenced any longer. I will not be made to be crazy. You did these abusive things. And I know you're watching. You allowed that man to abuse us. And you abused us. And you're going to sit here and blame it on his illness and like he didn't know any better. He can't help it. You're both garbage. Both of you. All right, guys, I got to wrap it up. Many blessings. I'll see you for part 8.